Welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to talk about innovation cycles and what that means for your agility. So if you'll remember, we have talked about agile before and what the word means. The word means to be nimble, right? So Ruth was as agile as a monkey. Remembering, agile is an adjective. It describes the state of being. It is not a noun. It's the ability to adapt to changes that occur in your context as fast or faster than those changes occur. So let's dive a little deeper on that definition. What does it mean to have changes? What does it mean to be agile then? Well, here we go. You're looking at a change cycle. If these are the changes that are happening in your business, in your organization, in your business context, and horizontally we're talking time, and you can see that each chunk of this is a different change cycle. If that's your change cycle in your industry and this is your build cycle, then are you agile? Are you changing as fast or faster than the changes that are happening in your context? Obviously not. So how can you become agile? Well, not by doing daily stand-ups, not by planning incrementally, not by anything, not by trusting people, not by all of these other practices. You can become agile by one thing: shortening your build cycle.
Hello.
You can become agile by doing one thing, by shortening your build cycle. If you were to shorten your build cycle like this, now you are agile. I would actually recommend that you shorten it a little bit more than this so that you're not exactly even with, but you're a little bit shorter than the changes that happen in your context. So this is what it means to actually become agile. And now, here's an interesting implication of that. If that's what it means to be agile, then do I need to be doing Scrum? What if I can do this without having daily stand-ups? What if I can do this without having a product owner or a Scrum Master or using sticky notes? Am I still agile? Yes. If you are able to do this, you are agile. Period. End of sentence. Now, all those other things are going to be helpful, but don't just do them because the agilists say you should. Do them because they help you do this. Imagine thinking back, talking about what those change cycles mean. Imagine back to the 70s and you're a customer of Sony. What in 1979, what's the one thing that you wanted more than anything? Okay, maybe you weren't born in 79, but the one thing that I wanted was a Walkman. It was a brand new piece of technology that Sony had just come out with in 79 called the Walkman. In 79, everything in the audio electronics world was about getting bigger, making bigger, right? Bigger speakers, bigger stereos. Bigger was always better. And in 1979, Sony came out with smaller. That's innovation. That's disruptive. And in 79, they had about 9 years before they had to do something big like that again. Right, before they had to come out with the Sony Discman, which probably was about in the 80s. Now, in the 80s, that timeline before they had to come up with another big innovation shifted down to about 7 years. And in the 90s, that came to somewhere around 4.5 years. These are ballpark numbers. It's nothing definitive about it. In the early 2000s, it was 6 months. Because of the rate of change of technology and the way the computers had been taking hold and running like crazy, the technology was pushing innovation to happen faster and faster. And nowadays, in the teen 2000s, 2000 teens, we are needing to see innovation every few months. When was the last time you got a software update for your phone, for that mini computer that you have in your pocket that sometimes you use as a phone? that happens rapidly. And if it doesn't happen rapidly, we get anxious because we want to see the new thing. And if they don't innovate, then somebody else will. Here's a timeline of Apple, going on the phone example, right? Back in 77, they came out with the 2E, right? Remember that? Apple II and the Apple IIe? Then the Macintosh PC didn't come out until 84. That was a long time between then. And then 1991 was the PowerBook. And it just keeps innovating faster and faster. Then you see in 2001 was the iPod. By 2007, the iPod it's defunct. It's not even something that people want to have anymore because they have these mini computers in their pockets, right? The iPhone comes out in 2007, and now you've got iPhone 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever version we're on when you're listening to this, but they're coming out faster. Innovation is happening faster. So you can see that. Now, you listen to me, I went back and forth between the software and the hardware there, talking about innovation and how fast innovation is happening. It doesn't mean just the piece of product that you're developing. You are competing with everything in your market. So here's a way of calculating your change cycle to understand how fast you need to be iterating in order to be nimble. Most people don't even understand what it takes for them to be nimble. And this little chart here will help you figure that out. It's not science, but it's closer than not knowing anything at all. If you look at your customers, and in column A, you write down the date of the last major innovation that your customers demanded, or that major innovation that they went through, right? Major change that they went through. And then think about the major change prior to that. And then column C over there is the first innovation minus the second innovation, gives you the date of the change cycle, how the date range, the time range of that cycle. So if the first major innovation for your customers was 12 months ago, well, last major innovation, sorry, was 3 months ago, and the one prior to that was 9 months ago, then you have a 6-month innovation cycle, 6-month change cycle. So do that same piece of math and analysis for your customers, for your markets, for your competitors, for your channels, for your partners, for your business models, for your own product technology, as well as the platforms that it's built upon, right? So you might think about the products and technology and platform are kind of muddy. When I say technology, I'm talking about maybe if you're looking at the iPhone, it would be the software that is running on the iPhone, and the platform would be the phone itself and the electronics technology within that. You may have multiple layers of that. That will help you understand better what is your change cycle. Then calculate all those over to the right, find the shortest one, and that is your speed of innovation. That's how fast you need to be iterating in order to keep up with your industry. At least it's a ballpark of it. Now you can look at the overlapping of those timelines as well and go, well, I need to innovate as fast as my customer and my market. And so if their timelines are overlapping on a certain path, it's hard to explain in words, but if one has got a 6-month innovation cycle and the other one has a 6-month innovation cycle, but its innovation cycle starts halfway through the other, then your innovation cycle or your change cycle is really only 3 months. But just at least try and get it down to understanding what the change cycles are in these 8 different areas within your business context. You'll have a huge leg up on the rest of your industry if you understand just this. All right, thanks for being with me today. I'll see you in the next video.